Hello, welcome to our podcast. And this time I have a really special guest. His name is Hassan. And let's Hassan introduce himself. He's my new roomie, by the way.
Hello. So my name is Hassan and I'm your new roomie.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
And how did you get to this place? Tell us the story.
Oh wow. Interesting story. So basically I applied to do my masters here.
Alright.
And basically I was working for some years and I got tired of that, and to be fair I get bored easily.
Yeah.
So after working for a couple of years I was like, right, I think it's time to go back to school. And I was like, okay fine, I'll go back to school. So I searched, and to be honest I've been trying this for a very long time to go back to school, but I never had the time. So when I told them at work, right, I'm going to do my master's, they're like, yeah, you said that a long time ago.
Nobody believes you.
You're not going anywhere. I was like, okay. And our recruitment was different. It was a different place, so no one knew. I put in my letter, sent it to them, and we just waited. So it was like some weeks to go. About a week to go, I told them, right guys, this is my last day. Or this is my last week.
So you didn't give the notice until the last minute?
No, I already passed it to HR, but the branch where I was working was different, so they didn't know about that.
Oh.
So when I told them, okay guys, this is my last week, and they're like,
what do you mean it's the last week?
What do you mean it's your last week? Are you going on holiday? I was like, no, I'm leaving. They're like, you're not going anywhere. I was like, okay. And 3 days left, I was like, right, I need to get that. You need to start doing this, you need to start doing that. They're like, why? You're coming back. Why are you making a fuss about this? Until at that point, one of my colleagues got disturbed and he then called.
And then they figured it out.
Yeah, and he called my supervisor, my direct supervisor. And he was like, yeah, didn't he tell you guys? He was like, yeah, but we thought it was a joke and he said it before. He was like, no.
This is for real.
This is for real. He put in his letter a month ago. And like, oh God. I was like, yeah.
Oh.
So that happened, and basically applied to uni.
And why did you choose this place, UK?
Yeah.
Why you didn't choose any, or did you have any other options?
No, this is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
I'm a very outdoorsy person.
Okay.
I love to hike. I love to try new things.
Yeah.
I'm very spontaneous, like I said. So when I was choosing where to go to, I was like, where can I study and have fun at the same time? When I say fun, I'm not talking about like going to pubs and...
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that gets boring for me, going to the pub. Like, I'm talking...
Adventures.
Yeah, that's very much me. So I was like, let me look at what I can find. And I was checking, and I saw a couple of places, but none of them really had good outdoor locations. Like Wales, to be fair. I might be wrong. There are other parts of England that have that, but to be first things first, I said, I was coming to the United Kingdom to start with.
Yeah.
But now depends, where can I find where I could study and do what I still like to do very much.
Yeah.
And I was checking, and Wales came up. I was like, oh, okay, I like the scenery. And I checked a couple of things, checked a couple of places, and I was like, yeah, that's
the place.
That's the place. I was like, yeah, I'm going there.
And what places have you visited here in
Wales?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I'm not one of those people, but when you go on dating sites, and that's one beautiful thing about Wales. You go on dating sites and everyone is taking a picture at Pennyvan.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not one of those people, but I've been to Pennyvan, I've been to most of the mountains that people take picture and put on their dating apps on. Yeah.
And you have been in all of them.
Yeah, I've been to I've been to all of those places, and Swansea, I've been just almost everywhere. Not everywhere though, but everywhere.
Nice.
You can find all the beautiful places and locations. I mean, if you're into outdoors and hiking, I've been to most of those places. Like, you don't go and see beautiful places.
I recommend you. Like, my brother lives on the north.
Yeah.
He lives in Sheffield, that is next to the Peak District.
Yeah.
And they have beautiful location like you like.
Yeah.
Many people actually live there because of that the outdoorsy scenery. So they have a reservoir, lakes, and it's amazing. Like, you just hop on a train.
Yeah.
You have 20 minutes. You're already in the mountains
that is something that I like to do.
Yeah, nice.
Something maybe you should definitely give me after this. You definitely give me. I'll have a look at it and see, because I'm one of those people that will wake up on a weekend.
And let's see what adventures.
Yeah, and on a Friday, and I'm like, yeah, I have my bags packed. I have a mini bag packed, my hiking bag packed halfway at most times. So if I need to go in short notice, I just need like, let's grab this, and this. I'm like, let's go.
Let's go. Nice. And what do you take in your hikes?
What do I take? Like what?
What is your equipment?
Oh, okay. So it depends. If I'm camping, but that's a different ballgame.
Okay.
But if I'm doing like a day hike, I'm coming back that day, I'll probably take some snacks. Now, this is the funny thing.
Yeah.
I do not like sweets. Usually sweet things. I'm a very, very sour person. Like when it comes to sweets, not generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like sweet things, but when I'm going on a hike, I need that energy, man. So
Yeah.
definitely have my sweets. Definitely have some fruits. Bananas does wonders. I mean, if you have bananas for you before a hike, you will be surprised what it will do for you. And also chewing gums. That's one secret I've learned. This is a long secret I've learned. People always underrate it. Chewing gums are very important.
Oh, really?
Yes, when you're hiking, sorry.
When
you're hiking. And because this is what people don't understand. When you're walking for long, I like to walk.
Yeah.
Like, I might not be the most fit person anymore.
After a master?
Yeah, but yeah, growing up I was into a lot of things, so I've always tried to keep fit. So, and I got to realize that this came from playing football. So I'm asthmatic.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you listen to this, you find out that I sometimes breathe with my mouth open.
Yeah.
To try and get more air in, because sometimes it gets difficult. Not doing a good job. So I breathe with my mouth open sometimes. So having chewing gum in my mouth helps me regulate the amount of, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So when you have chewing gum, you're like, I'm going for a hike, I have like about probably 10 or 15 packs of chewing gum to keep my mouth and my breath regulated.
I never thought about it, but yeah, it makes sense because you are chewing. It keeps like a rhythm, and
exactly.
then
And it keeps the rhythm of the air inflow and the way you exhale.
Yeah.
Like you find people hiking, and I see people like walking beside me and they're going, and that gets you tired.
Yeah.
Or when you have a chewing gum in your mouth, you never have that. That's as far as I'm concerned. From what I've noticed over the years, if you have a chewing gum in your mouth, you're never gonna find yourself doing like people do. Yeah, because it keeps a rhythm.
That's a good hint. That's a good clue. I never thought about it.
Yeah, so it came when I used to play football. And at some point, it wasn't allowed. I don't know why. When I was growing up, they won't allow me to chew gum. Like, that's not good. But I'll just have it gum in my mouth and I'll run around.
Just run it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's basic things. I carry water, but I do not drink so much water on a hike. Like, I get to certain points. I always plan what I'm going to do before I hike, so I plan my route and know everything I'm going to do. So I have stops where I will take water. Of course, occasionally you get thirsty and you want to have a sip, but I have stops where I will take water. Because when you drink too much water, you become too heavy.
Okay.
And too relaxed. And then walking becomes a problem. Because then you want to stop.
I never thought about it. Like when I do my hacks, I just like, let's just go for it. And I didn't plan it, just go for it. And like you mentioned, now I think about it, like yes, it's stupid. For example, with my brother, I went to the, what is the name? It's not the Peak District, but it's a mountain.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, we didn't know about it, but you can get into the half of the mountain by bus. And we started from the beginning, so we got tired, and it was so inclined, 45 degrees, and I was like, no, this was a mistake, and it took us longer than I expected, and I didn't plan it. I just go for it, and when we reached the peak, that's where we had the snacks, and then
I had a very horrible, not horrible. I had an experience like that too. So I did hike Abagaveni.
Wow.
Now, Abagaveni is not one of the most difficult hikes in the world. It's very chilled and very relaxed and something you could enjoy because you could walk from the bottom of the hill upwards in probably about 45 minutes, depending on how fast you go, an hour. For me, I took the long routes. I took a train from Cardiff
yeah,
to Abagaveni, and from the train station of Abagaveni to where the mountain was, where I was going through, it was Sugarloaf.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was going to Sugarloaf, so I stopped at Abagavedi and I walked all the way from Abagavedi to Sugarloaf. And if you check the distance, and that's not the beginning of the hike, that's just walking on the roads and walking on the street, city center. I'd already walked roughly about almost an hour before the main hike.
Whoa.
And yeah, there's a very lovely steep climb. So by the time I'd done all that and I got to the foot of the mountain and I was like, I'm not doing this again.
And yeah, this is not how I planned
This is
it.
not how I planned it. To be fair, friends of mine that I went with, when we got back, when we came down from the mountain, those mates did not want to walk back, they took a taxi. But I'm serious, like,
Yeah.
like, oh, just go ahead, we'll meet up. I was like, you sure? They're like, yeah. I was alright. And I started walking. And I got there, after God knows how long, and I met them there at the train station. I was like, how did you guys get here? They're like, we took a taxi. Did you walk all the way? I was like, yeah. They're like, we're not doing that again.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And where did you got this like love for hiking? Who introduced you to hiking? You find it yourself?
Yeah, so this is what happened. So back home, me and some of my mates founded a hiking club.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a hiking club which is quite large back home, and that was like when hiking was getting very interesting. Like the part of Nigeria where I come from, we have lots of rocks and mountains you can always go and hike on. So we started a hiking club, and that came about. I think I'm trying to say how I got into hiking. So I've always loved adventures, and I've always, I remember now. I've always loved climbing mountains. So when I was in high school, I was like a prefect in school. So there's this thing where they call it the leadership training.
Yeah.
So to kind of prepare you for mentally, physically, emotionally to be a prefect.
Yeah.
It was an intense course, but it was very nice. And I went to this place where it was kind of a paramilitary setting.
Oh,
yeah.
So that kind of
yeah, so I got into that, and after the whole lectures and we did all the classwork, we got to the second bit because it was divided into two halves. So the first half was basically where you do all the lectures and talking and preparing you about teaching about emotional intelligence and stuff like that. And then there was the physical part. Now I've always loved physical activity, but I love a good challenge. This really took me by surprise. So there was where we had to go through where we would climb mountains and caves, pass through caves, swim across water. Basically it was like a version of the ultimate search. Yeah, so they would put like points or markers at certain locations, and you had to go find those points and markers using your compass. And that's where I first got into map reading and compass bearing, because I learned how to use compass and read the map through there.
No GPS, no. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. So we got into that, and we also had a clue book. So I think it's one of the best times of my life, because it was not just about using your map and compass. If you got to your location, you had to read like a clue book that told you what you were looking for. Basically, like, I'm trying to remember this show where people go to different parts of the country.
I know what you mean. They were like partners, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
that
Amazing Race, isn't
Amazing Race.
Yeah.
That's it. God have mercy. Yeah, I would love to be on Amazing Race.
I don't know why they haven't done it again. They were. I remember there was a couple that they called the hippies.
Yeah.
That was the best partnership ever. I think they were brothers or something like that, but they were hippies, and they will not do. There's no like rules.
Yeah.
But they will do it like with a cheap budget.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. Exactly. So it was like kind of Amazing Race, something like that. Yeah. So when we got there, we got to a mountain, and it was a very beautiful mountain because it was a proper experience, right? You had to first walk on the mountain, then we got to a part where you would crawl, and you got to a part where you had to walk on the walls this way.
Ah, that's yeah.
Yeah, and you got to a point where you would slide also. So what made this very interesting was that this was not like the ones that were made on the stage. This was all natural. This was nature.
Yeah, nature.
Yeah, someone had painstakingly taken his time to design this route, which was one of the most beautiful routes you'd ever go to, and you experience that. And I think somewhere along the line of that cave, I was like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, nice.
And that was where, to be honest, where the love for hiking came, because I was quite young, and that's the best time to teach people things. Also, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I want to do this for the rest of my life.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, and that's how I got into hiking, and ever since then I did not stop. I've been hiking wherever I can find a mountain. Like, if I'm walking, sometimes I'm walking past somewhere and I see a mountain, I'm like, where would be the best place to plant that? Like, I remember I was walking, and once I was on a date with someone, and we were walking past a mountain, and I was looking at
You forgot the date.
yeah, and she was like, is there someone you're looking at? I was like, no, we have that mountain. She was like, what's in the mountain? I was like, nothing.
You're like that meme that where there's a couple that pass another woman, you're that with a mountain.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm that guy that would be with a very pretty lady, and I walk past a mountain, and I'm like, that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I got into hiking from. Ever since then, it's been quite an adventure.
Would you ever consider, like, for example, like professional climbing, like going to the Himalayas, like that? Yeah.
Yeah, if I could find the time and
And the money.
and the money and the resources and probably someone with a camera like you.
Yeah. I will go, bro, but I will go on a helicopter or something like that. But
Yeah, because I mean, I have utmost respect for people that hike alone. That's easily one of the most difficult things to do. You could hike alone and not feel any pressure or feel any pain, but when you hike in a group or hike with someone, it gives you a different dimension.
yeah.
I've hiked alone several times. I've camped alone, and it was good. I had a good time. Did a lot of meditation, self-reflection. But when I had someone with me, it's different because the experience is even different. You have lots of fun, especially if you have someone that is familiar with hiking or also enjoys it as much as you do. It becomes something very nice.
Yeah, I think when people share this kind of experience, they how can I say it? They enrich more the experience because you have a way of seeing this experience yourself. They have another way of seeing it, and together they bring a more significant one.
True. I agree.
The thing happened with me. I used to ride a bike, a motorcycle, and I enjoy it. I bought my motorcycle during the pandemic. So as you know, it was like long riding.
Yeah.
But then suddenly I found a couple of motorcycle guys, and they told me like, "Do you want to join?" And I was like, "Let's go." And it was the same route, but different feeling, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
When you have someone that is sharing the values, the thing, and I don't know. In my case, I think that I accomplish more with people.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, but also it also have their gaps. Like for example, when there was a newbie, someone that didn't know the route, it will stop us.
Yeah.
But there's a different feeling. That we have a saying in motorcycle that everybody leaves homes, everybody come back. So we take care of each other.
Yeah.
And for example, I had I make like a little club with my family, and it was fun. And it was like also amazing because each one of us have different characters. Yeah. So for example, we have the reckless cousin. He was the one in the front. Yeah. In the front. Yeah. Then I was like in the middle, and there was like the protective one that was on the back. He will take care that everybody.
Similar to hiking.
Yeah.
Like when we my group back home when we go hiking. And we did large numbers. We would go for hiking with about 300 people.
Damn.
Yeah, it was that. One time, we went hiking with 500 people. So we had what we call the sweepers. And that's where I belong to. That's where I usually put myself because basically just like you say motorcycle and hiking, now hike we used to say no one gets left behind. So we stay behind because we know that people do not operate or hike on the same level from experience.
Yeah.
So we had people at the front who were like taking the lead. We had people in the middle, and the sweepers who had the worst job. Because you'll be surprised how unfit people can get.
I'm one of those, bro.
Like you wouldn't know. And even yesterday I experienced that with my friend I was telling you about. I'll get back to that. So we would be hiking and you would see someone walk for about. We'll give you the instructions and let you know this route is about 3 hours. Yeah. This. And people be like, fine, sure. And I'll be like, are you sure? They'll be like, yeah. We'll start the hike, and when I was like an hour into the hike, somebody's like, I just want to die. Take me, Lord.
I'm dying.
And we'd have to wait as a sweeper. We had lots of sweepers. You'd have to wait with that person, try and see if it's fit, encourage it. If you realize he cannot make it, you have to take it back down.
Yeah.
And take it back down and come back to the hike.
So you left them and then you come back.
Yeah.
You're not gonna stay with them.
No. So because the way we do it is that people come separately. So once they get back, most people come with their cars. So once they get back down to the foot of the mountain, and you're sure they're safe, and usually it's in a safe location, they get on their cars or go home, or if they want to wait for the rest of the people to come down, they'll do that. But usually you have to, once you take them down, you have to go back and continue the hike, which was a very hard thing. So it's something that you could have walked or hiked for about, say, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And someone's like, I can't take it anymore. And you have to take it back down. So you have to walk another hour and get back and walk another hour.
Oh.
So swimmers were easily the most fit of all heights. Because
Yeah, they go up and down, up and down.
up and down, and especially if you get like hikes or mountains that are not very straightforward, it becomes a problem. Sometimes I've had to carry people, I've had to carry kids. Yeah.
On your back.
On the back, yeah. You have to take rest with them, encourage them. We had like people that trained with first aid. Sometimes you had to administer first aid. I mean, yeah, it was a lovely experience, but you had to take into consideration people were different, and that's also taught me a lot. I'm a very empathic person, but hiking brought me closer to different levels of empathy.
Amazing.
Because you would be on a hike and you'd see someone literally crying. Because sometimes we did really extreme hikes, or sometimes it was just lack of proper fitness. Like people had zero fitness. Like people could. That's what hiking exposes you to. You would not know that you won't be able to carry your own weight until you start a hike.
No, and that's basically it. You just wait and just your backpack, and you choose what to carry.
Yeah, and you know when you hike, especially for long hours. I've been on a hike where, now this was not the usual hike we do with everyone. This was private hike just between me and my mates, and this were very extreme hikes. My sunshades at some point became too heavy for me. I was that tired.
You're like, drop it.
I removed my sunshade. I was like, this is adding so much weight to my life, and I threw it away. And I was like, fam, I'm not doing this again. And they're like, come on, you can do it. I'm like, okay, let's go. And at that point, no one is talking to anyone.
Yeah.
You either maintain, most times, you maintain a straight line, and the only thing you could hear is just people's foot stomping. Boom,
Boom, boom.
boom. And no one is talking to anyone. The person playing the music, all the energy and the vibe has died. It's just, let's go. And that's where, but it gets very tiring, but when you get to the reward for every hike is when you get to the top or to your destination, and you're like, you forget about everything that's happened. All the time you cost yourself for being on that hike, all the time you hated the person that said, convince you, let's do this. All the time you're like drawing up the map and thinking about it. You would have had the opportunity to be like, I'm not doing this, but you get there and you forget all about that.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
The only experience close to hiking that I have had, I went into in Mexico. There's two like main volcanoes.
Yeah.
The Popocatépetl, but that's active, and there's what we said that is the Sleeping Beauty, that is like the wife.
That's not active.
Yeah, that is the Nevado of Toluca. So I went there.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared. I was just getting there.
Yeah.
I started climbing like it was not tomorrow. So I just like, whoa.
Ooh.
Big mistake. Big mistake.
On your hike.
All my energy, and because I thought that because I was going to the gym, I was okay. But that's not.
It's not the same thing.
No. I need endurance. Yeah. So when I reached, it was such a funny story because when I reached like half the way, there was a lady selling Coca-Cola. And you know what's the price of the Coca-Cola?
How much is it?
5 times more.
Of course.
Yeah, and then I like, why is it so expensive? Like, you can go back.
I'll go back
and buy it at the normal price. People will buy it, bro.
Yeah.
They will feel they were selling chocolate. They were selling 5 times more, and people will buy it because where are you gonna get these products? Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, like that's one mistake that also breaks your back when you go for a hike. I mean, I've seen people that are very fit, the gym goers, had all the muscles, and we go on a hike and they're like, oh, this is getting too stressful. I can't continue this. And I'm like, look at you, fam. You're built like a rock. Like, what's wrong? Come on, let's go. He's like, oh no, he's not doing this anymore. Only because they always start that way. For a hike, you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Find a pace. And that's why when we used to go on hike, you'd find people that were similar, who like to walk together. Because when you find a pace and a rhythm, it's easier to hike that way. But when you start charging through a hike, especially if it's a long hike, and you start charging through, you think it's like running a treadmill. You're gonna burn out so fast.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to ask the question, are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, we're not even close. And you're like, oh, this is not. And that's when you start to hear all the moaning and complaining, oh, this is uncalled for, I hate this hike, let's go back. Only because you're tired. But yeah, if you find a rhythm and consistency, you'll enjoy a hike.
And did you have a mentor, or how did you learn all this, or you just learning from experience?
No, so you know that boot camp I went to, that with the paramilitary, it was intensive training, man. So they taught you how to read this thing, and they showed you a lot of things. But afterwards, they gave you the opportunity to come back there and ask them for like guidance and stuff like that. So I used to go back there when I was still younger. I used to go back there and ask them, oh, how do I do this, or what do I do in the hike? So that helped with like knowing how to do about going about hikes. But what really helped me was we had this guy in our hiking group when we were starting the hiking group. We met him on a trail, and he was all geared up, like had all the nice gears. He had everything, like he was a proper hiker. And we found out, eventually turned out that he was ex-special forces.
Whoa.
Yeah, so, and he had done training in different parts of the world and had so much experience. I mean, he's easily one of the most interesting hikers you want to go hiking with. He had everything, all the gears, all the experience, all the training. So he kind of, coupled with my training and some of my mates, but he had more like wealth of experience. And that place I went to, where the boot camp, he also went there for his training. It's a very popular place.
Nice.
So yeah, so he also went there for his training. But of course, it's ex-special forces, so he had different kind of training, survival training. So working with him was like, just made everything a lot easier in terms of knowing how to. Before we go for a trail, before we take people on a hike, we don't just like say, oh, everyone come around, we're going on a hike. No. We set out a day during the week and set the trail. So we call it setting up the trail.
Nice.
So, oh God, I've lost. This was the hard part. So imagine we hike on Saturdays, right?
Yeah.
Before Saturday, we would set the trail on a Thursday or a Wednesday. So basically, you go to that same hike you're going to go on Saturday, but you go on Wednesday ahead, like an advanced party, and check out the route, make sure it's safe, get information about it. Even if you've been there before, we have to do it every week, because some of these trails were new trails, uncharted trails, and we had like a paper trail we used to carry with us, and we'll just leave small markers at certain locations, or write small marks. So that would be able to help us know how to navigate the hike. Even if you've been there, if you had other people, even if by some odd chance someone was maybe probably separated from the group, you will be able to find his way if he follows the trail. So yeah, and those are part of the things that the guy from the Special Forces taught us.
Nice.
Yeah, so he really taught us about a lot of things about going on hikes and so, because he specialized in that area. I don't know what part, that much into details, but I know he had a lot of experience in the wild. So. And
I imagine like a special force does the same hike as us, but he will be doing carrying weapons, everything.
He had. That's what I'm saying. Oh God, he had something new every week.
Yeah, to tell you.
Yeah, not just to tell you. Like he had some fancy gear or some some special glasses. Some kind of hydration. He had like the first time I saw this hydration kind of thingy that he could drink from any water. He had different levels.
The filter.
Yeah, this is, and I'm talking way back, this thing I'm talking about is way back 2013, 2014.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a very long time, but these things were not very common then.
Yeah.
And he had drones for overview. Of course, he had his speeds and everything.
Yeah.
So he had meals ready to eat, not just like regular food. He had protein bars. He was a very interesting young man. Not young man, he was a very interesting human being.
Nice.
Young, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good. I liked it.
Oh, you were going to go back to the telling us something about the date or something like that?
So, yesterday I was saying I was going. I remember when I told you I was going for my friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did a quick visit to the aqua park. So there's an aqua park.
Yeah, in the Cardiff Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm a very spontaneous person. So I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And I told my friend, she was like, yeah, let's go, it's fun. I was like, okay. Do you like swimming? She was like, yeah, swim. She goes swim in the pool every time. I was like, this is not a swimming pool. This is different. I've not been there before, but I read about it. She was like, no, it's fine. I was like, okay, cool. And we got there. Got our wetsuits, got everything ready. It was a very lovely place. Lovely.
And yesterday was so hot.
Yeah.
Not like today. Imagine if you have gone today. You'll say like, no, let's go Sunday.
No. Even yesterday when we were going there, she was like, let's get there. Because yesterday, funny enough, it was hot. But when you get to close to the bay,
Yeah.
it was kind of foggy.
Was it?
Exactly, that's the strange part. It was kind of foggy, and at some point I couldn't even see what was in front of me.
Yeah.
But when we got closer, it settled up. And we got there, and you had to swim. First of all, you had to swim about 25 meters.
Yeah.
You had to swim about 25 meters. And this is someone that she does sports. She does rugby and everything. So, I mean, she's fit physically, yeah. But when we got to the part where, when you're in the water, it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
You have to like hold on to the handles and get on the raft.
Yeah.
And the platforms.
Yeah.
She struggled. And I didn't blame her because you wouldn't expect it. When you're in the water and you have to pull yourself out. And that takes not a lot, but it takes a certain level of upper body strength.
Yeah.
I mean, we had kids there that were doing it like was
Nothing.
having a cake. Yeah. But I did not that I struggled, but it was easy for me to get on it. A lot easier for me than her, because she got there and she struggled. She struggled the whole day, man. She struggled to get on the raft. She struggled to climb because when you're in water and you become heavier.
Yeah.
Especially when you have the inflatables. So you have the
Yeah.
So you become heavier and there's so much to do there. So she kind of struggled and she wasn't expecting that. I also honestly wasn't expecting that. Expected that to be a lot easier. But yeah, it wasn't straightforward.
Nice.
But it was a lovely day. I enjoyed it. If I didn't have something to do later in the day, I would have, because it goes for about an hour or 2 hours, and I went for the one that you do for an hour, and I easily wanted to do. After that session, I wanted to go back for more.
Nice.
Something that, maybe we should do that sometime.
I don't know how to swim. That's the problem. yeah. If not, I would totally do it.
I was speaking to a friend of mine before, and I spoke to him about it, and we couldn't really get to go because he was like, he couldn't swim, and I felt I had not been there, but it's mandatory. They said that you need to be able to swim 25 meters.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sure it's fine. I'll just push him, and I'll find a way to pull him across. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I did not.
Yeah, because they're far away from each other.
Far away from each other. And to be honest, it's pretty straightforward. It's a very lovely experience, but you need to know how to swim. There's no way to go about it. If you can't swim from a certain distance, you won't sink. Obviously, they have good safety devices and equipment, but you'll probably be just stuck in the water, just looking at everyone, because you have to be able to move.
Yeah, because it's like a circuit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's there, and it's not. And another thing that I think why my friends panicked a bit was it's not like a swimming pool. It's proper. It's like the Cardiff Bay. It's that water there.
Yeah.
That the ships go on and speedboats and yachts.
What's it called?
I think I'll call it a river.
Yeah. But the water was cold, or?
Oh, it was water cold. So we had wetsuits on, which provided good comfort. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
So, but I would say it wasn't freeze. It wasn't cold because I don't like cold water.
Yeah, because that's the feeling that I get like from the river, like we're in UK, it's like difficult to get hot water.
Yeah, but to be honest, it wasn't very. I think no, it wasn't very cold.
Nice.
Yeah, it was okay, to be honest. It was okay. Probably mostly because we had the wetsuits on. But I would say even if I didn't have the wetsuit on, it's okay. To be honest, because I was able to do other things after we did that.
Yeah.
And typical me, if I get in cold water, I'm done for the week. Not for the day, I'm done for the week.
Yeah.
You're going to have to bring me back to reality or revive me in the next 4 or 5 days because I don't do cold water.
No, that's dangerous.
Yeah, so it was okay. It was a lovely experience, and I remember my friend telling me when we got back, she was like, right, we're gonna do this next year. And I was like, next year?
Why next year?
Why next year? And she was like, oh, I have to be in better form. I have to be more fit. Because she was a bit embarrassed, and I was like, no, it's fine, I'm doing it. She was like, no, she needs to be in better form. And this is someone that does sport.
Yeah.
But she still struggled. So when we came out of the water, the first thing the people asked us was that was not what you expected, right? And I was like, yeah. Like after I'd finished playing around for about an hour,
yeah,
and you have to swim back, and I was asking, do I really have to swim back to shore? Because after you have to swim to get there. But when you're done, that's one thing I did not really enjoy. I can't blame them, it's good fun, but I was weak, not so tired, but I was weak, and I just didn't want to swim. To be honest, I just went on my back and I was just back paddling.
Yeah.
I can't stress.
Yeah.
So yeah, I probably just back paddled all the way to shore.
Nice.
Yeah, because I was tired from. They have lots of things they're going. Every kid, take me back to my youthful age. I would see kids jumping on landslides. I would see kids they have lots of things you do.
Yeah.
And there, so you see kids jumping around and playing around. I was like,
and how do they keep the time? Like they tag you, or how they know that you're over?
oh yeah, it's a very organized setting. I had all those questions myself. So they have a tag. So each set that goes in, they allot everyone a time that you go in.
Mm-hmm.
So before you go in, they give you a tag, and probably if you come in, I would say about 1, and you're doing a 1 hour session, your time goes up about 2. So they give you a purple tag or a white tag or a green tag, and when you're in the water, they will tell you once your time is up, they would probably blow a whistle and say, maybe, green team, time's up. That kind of thing.
Ah, okay, but so you enter by batches. It's not like okay, I just come in. I want to go in.
No.
So you okay. That's not good.
Yeah, you have to go in batches, and you have to go in at a specific time. So when you book online, they let you know, and you have to get there about 30 minutes before time.
So you need to book online. I thought that you just like arrive there and just like okay.
Alright, then you're gonna go back home or have a seat and take pictures. You're probably not.
I'm the one taking pictures.
you're gonna be very upset if you don't book yourself online. You have to book it online.
That's what I don't like about this country. You cannot do anything like spontaneously. Everything needs to be booked. You want to go to a restaurant, book. You want to go to a play, everything's booked.
This time I think when I first got here, I needed to get a haircut, and
and you need to book it.
the guy that was giving the haircut, the guy was a mate of mine. I knew him, and he was like, I got here. I was like, oh nice, very good guy, he gives very lovely cuts. So I was like, I'll get a cut. So I was like, on Saturday, I didn't even tell him the time. I was like, I'll get a cut. He was like, ooh, anytime. And I go there on a Saturday happily, and I was like, I'm here for a cut. He's like, what time did you book for?
Book.
I was like, book. Bruh, I want to get my haircut. He was like, yeah. Did you book online? I was like, are you just a walk-in? I was like,
walk-in.
I just walked in, so I think I'm a walk-in. But what did you book? He was like, I sent you like a link for the app. I was like, what's this about? I was like, I'm not going anywhere special. I don't want like a massage session.
Yeah.
I just want my haircut.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you have to like book for that. Okay. Did that. I had this other place I was going to, and they're like, oh, you have to book. And I was like, bruh, very soon they're going to create an app
To
book for a booking. And
Yeah.
if you want to make a booking, you have to book on that app so you'll be able to make a booking for a booking, because everything is. I was like, oh, that's a lot of stress, a lot of work. In most places, you can't just walk in there. I mean, I know restaurants you have to book, but it's sometimes get annoying.
Yeah, I
Because it
know.
kind of spoils the fun. And I know that people like to plan themselves and all, but kind of kills the fun.
Yeah.
Kind of being spontaneous. Like someone like me that would just want to try something new. And I mean, there are lots of things I've wanted to do. I went to Bath.
Oh, I have been to
Yeah, I
that.
went to Bath.
Yeah.
Did you go on the Roman baths?
Yeah.
I did not book that because we knew about it, but we saw the booking online, but I think we were having technical issues that day.
Yeah.
So we couldn't book online. So we're like, fine. We got on the train. I'm going to Bath. I don't care. We'll sort it out when we get there. To be fair, I knew that we had to make bookings, so we wanted to go there and tell them we're having issues with booking. Can we like book a session? How do we go about booking a session? We're there. We got there, we're like, oh, we're trying to book, and they're like, yeah, no problem. We had technical issues. They were like, oh, well, it's probably just these things happen. They're like, yeah, sure, can we book for a session? They're like, sure. I'm like, okay, when can we book? They're like, this is the timing. And I probably got there at about 10.
Huh.
The next booking was for 5.
Whoa. When you're leaving.
I was like, okay, was it 5 or 4? It was later in the day. And in between the time I got there and the time I had to wait was about probably 4 hours.
Whoa.
So I was like, okay, this is lovely. And there's no way around it. So we're like, fine, we'll take that. And we did the booking. I was like, what do I do with 4 hours of my life? Which wasn't planned for. So, I mean, Bath is a very lovely.
Yeah, everything is. I think that is the most well-designed city in the UK.
I agree.
Everything is circular.
Yeah.
You can walk about it. Everything is perfectly spotted.
And we met some other people along the way that had similar issues, and we were like, oh, what next? We're like, let's go on a tour bus. I was like,
But the city is so small.
I was like, first of all, I had Google Maps and I checked. I was like, why would I want to go on a tour bus?
When I love to hike.
When I love to hike, I love to walk, exactly.
Yeah.
And I could see a lot of beautiful places. I was like, no, you do that. I'm going to do it my way. So I started to walk around Bath. I went and I found all the, the restaurant that is on the bridge,
Yeah.
the water, circular road, all the circular crescent.
Yeah, crescent.
It was very amazing, and I had the best time. I stopped by, got some chips, fish and chips, like good restaurants. I saw the city firsthand, and when it was time to do the viewing, the person that went on the tour bus, I asked him, "Oh, did you see that by the?" He was like, "Where's that?" I was like, "You didn't see that?" He was like, "No." I was like, "How come?" They're like, "It was just on the bus," and basically telling them this is this. I was like, "Oh,
No.
You didn't experience like it was a genuine better experience for me because
Yeah.
I got to walk in places, I got closer to places, I got to take pictures. I'm not a picture person that much, but I got better experience than he did because we were on a tour bus. I mean, this is not London. I can understand doing a tour in London, but it's bad.
Yeah, no, it's when I usually go on trips with my brother. When we do that, we just want to, but sometimes that can be a bad thing. Like for example, one time we did that on Israel. So we came out to Tel Aviv. We arrived and we said, okay, we're gonna do it like locals. Let's take a bus, bro. Bad idea. I don't know how we got out of like the central station.
Yeah.
We just start walking, bro. I feel like I was on a warfare. People was like basically because the army, the Israeli army are all everywhere.
Yeah.
And I have never seen people that were so like hungry.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people that were like near to the bone. I saw prostitutes that were near to the bone, and I was like, whoa, where am I? Is this Israel or what? Bro, it just changed from one street to another. Then everything was luxury.
Yeah.
Huge buildings, hotels, just from one street. Poverty to the maximum level that I have ever seen, and then luxury to the next level. And I was like, yeah. And I remember, like, I told my brother, I want to record this, and he's like, no, nothing. Do not do nothing. Just keep it on yourself. And I was like, yep. And that's we usually try to do that. Also, I have a story, Seb, in Budapest. We arrived in the bus.
Yeah.
Bro, I have never felt so much in a zombie land. There were so many addicts. You just get the ad from the bus, and then the addicts just can be like, give me money, give me money, give me money. But all of them are addicts, and they're like just high, and we're like, whoa. Am I in zombie land? Where am I?
I think the drug pandemic is just sad.
It is.
I remember I woke the other day, I was listening on the radio and I was hearing, I was in Scotland or somewhere where they have major issue with drugs, and it's gotten so bad that they are thinking of setting up places where you can go take drugs.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's the strategy that Canada have taught.
Before Canada, I've forgotten the first country to do it. It was a European country that did that, where you could go somewhere, but then apparently they didn't know this. You go there, you have the drugs, and you just chill. You be in your zone there. Apparently that's to help in case you overdose or have issues. They even have lovely bins where you can throw away.
Yeah.
You're used. And I was like, it's really bad. That really touched me because for the misuse of drugs to get to that extent where people have to start creating arenas or avenues where people go and.
But this is a huge topic. What should the government do? Because basically most of the people, there's no coming back. Once they hit bottom, it's really hard. And now, for example, I don't know if you have seen the news about the fentanyl now in the US. It's also like a zombie land.
Yeah.
People, they're just like shaking.
You see people on the floor, you see someone just stood there and he's like...
out of his mind. Yeah.
It's sad, but I mean, I've worked with youths before back home, and I was into sports program where basically I ran a football club for young people. The whole idea was to try and get them distracted from, not distracted, but give them something to do.
Yeah, rather than being
idle, because being idle, that's when you start to have the thoughts will get influenced easily. So basically we had like a football team going where we would play, we set up competitions, we had scouts come up, look at players, and we do have some success stories there that
nice.
Of players that have gone to different places in the world to play football. So I know this drug, not that I have first experience, but I know that drug is a big issue, and if you don't tackle it well, it becomes something else. But my question is, and I've always asked this question, how do these drugs get on the streets?
There is a huge business, bro.
Exactly.
It's a huge business.
Exactly. So that's where the problem. When you see when people talk about drugs, combating drugs, and tackling drugs, you do not get this substance or ingredients or whatever it is they use to make them on the roadside or in Tesco.
Yeah.
Or in Poundland. You get them from pharmaceuticals, big pharmaceuticals. Even I don't care if they're just pieces or just little crumbs. These are things that you don't find easily.
Yeah.
So if you trace it to where they get the substance from or the things they use to make it, you can fight it from there.
I think the most difficult thing is it's not about getting it to do it.
Yeah.
It's the market.
Yeah.
The market that wants it. Even if there is availability of drugs, but there's no market that will consume it, then it doesn't matter that you can make it.
Yeah.
If people doesn't want to consume it, then it's useless.
Yeah.
But people want to.
But the problem is, people do want to consume it, but I don't think if you go to hospitals and you see young babies giving birth to or infants giving birth to, all of them are like, can I get some crack?
Yeah.
No baby comes out and instead of wanting to have breast milk, he wants fentanyl.
Nah.
Cocaine. So it starts from somewhere. So people have overlooked and allowed this to get to the extent whereby the market was created for this stuff, and if your market wasn't created, unfortunately now I think it's beyond the level where you can just say stop. Like what you're saying, the market has gone to a stage, unfortunately, whereby even if you say stop, people will go to different lengths and extent to get. If you say, for example, right, we're gonna stop any form of selling in Cardiff, you're gonna have people go all the way to Newport.
To anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because
the market is already there's already users, and the problem is, how does they get new users?
Oh, that's the easiest part.
Yeah.
That's the easiest part. Like, it used to be a time where they called it peer pressure, but it's not peer pressure. It's just, from my experience or what I've seen, is you have two people sitting or two that like each other, not really like each other. They have a good rapport relationship. They do everything together. And this thing starts at just a young age, or you have older people that probably share the same. They eat together, work together, and one person uses it, the other person doesn't. Trust me, it's easier for the person to just walk up to say, maybe you want a spliff, or they might go on a hike. I hope not. They might go for a hike and come back and be like, I'm tired. It's like, man, I'm tired, but I'm gonna have some of this. And at that point, you're looking at it like, yeah, we're in the moment, come on, let me just have some of it. It's not like, what's that? It's just like, and some of them don't even know what it is. You're like, you want to go for it? You're like, what's that? You're like, just, I don't know, smoke it or eat it or whatever.
Edible, yeah.
And you're like, okay, it's nice. And the next time, and these people that use this substance they're always looking for someone then, a companion.
That's true.
They're always looking for a companion.
It's never like a single, solitary.
Because if you go and walk at night in the Cardiff city center, you would see one person just. There are lots of single people, but if you stay long enough, they are separated, but they
are together.
Yeah, they walk together. So you might see someone just sitting on his own, and before you someone comes up to you, I'm like, because I never understand what they are saying. I don't know. I sometimes I just do this to me. I just like to sit down and just.
I don't know if you have this feeling, but you know your drugs addict in the city center, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know the ninja. You know the. Now that they are just characters that you already know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And when you see like, where's this guy? I used to see.
You see someone, you're like, that's a new character. What is it?
Yeah, he's new to the town.
And you see them on. And when you see them, you easily know. You see someone on a bicycle, and it's freezing cold. He's not wearing a shirt, and they have a different language. Have you noticed they have a different language?
Yeah.
Their language is not just coded words, but I think it's just a new breed. Because you see two people, and only they understand what they're saying. You see two people walking. And the other one is like, and the other one's like, yeah, I'm like,
what are they talking about?
What are they talking about? And they always have this expression on their face. It's sad. Like, I got on the bus yesterday, I was coming back, and there was this lady in the bus, I could tell she was off her face. And she wasn't making sense. She was talking on the phone, but she was talking to someone. But you knew that both of them were not communicating. They were talking, but they were not communicating. I had the unfortunate luck of stopping where she stopped.
Oh.
And when she dropped off, there was someone on a bike.
Uh-huh.
This man on bikes. And he was on a bicycle waiting for her. Looked like her, off his face. Both started speaking the same language as usual. And they're like, I don't get scared easily. I'm like, I won't say I'm the toughest person, but I don't get intimidated easily.
Yeah.
But fam, this was around 11. I was intimidated because we were walking down. You know that alley after the train station?
Yeah.
Just that alley there, put there.
When I see that, I go all the way through the city center because that alley is like dangerous, bro. There's no light. You don't know who's waiting on the other side.
So when I saw them, I was like, right, no time for games. I brought my phones because I've experienced more game before. Brought my phones and I put them in my pocket. And lucky for me, I had locks on my pocket.
Yeah.
I locked it, removed all the valuables, strapped my bag hard, and I was like, let's do this. And they're walking in front of me, and they're taking their sweet time, and they kept looking back. And at some point they paused, and they stopped, and they were looking at me. I was like, it's time, let's do this. I was like, I'm not going to run back. That's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah, no. Because that would show weakness.
Yeah, and apart from that, I was halfway down the alley, and if you turn and start to run, you don't know what's behind. You don't know what's happening behind you. So I was like, I'm going to take the bull by the horn on the balls. So I got halfway close to them, and I think the guy noticed that I was unease about the whole thing, and he was like, come on, babe, just walk across. I was like, wow. So when I get close enough, you get to mug me. I was like, okay. So what I did was, I tried to put myself in the middle, because that's the funny part. Instead of staying on one side of the alley,
Yeah.
they left the middle open for me to go past. And I was like, oh, why? Right. I stepped on my feet and I started walking really fast, and I just charged through them. And I turned back after I passed, and they were looking at me. I was like, okay, now it's time to walk faster. And I started to walk really fast.
Yeah.
I walked past them, and I was like, right, I'm not doing this again. This was just, I don't know what would have happened or what was happening. But yeah, to be fair, in my mind, I was like, whatever's going to happen, these guys are going to have a good run.
Yeah.
I'm not the most fit person I know,
But
I'm going to make them run this line. I'm going to make them run so hard they're going to wish, they're going to need more supply after this race. So
Yeah.
but thankfully nothing happened, and got back home.
that's good. At what time did this happen?
This happened probably about a few minutes to 12.
Bro, yeah.
I was asking for it, yeah. I was asking for it.
No, but you always need to have this like alerts of what is happening around you.
Yeah.
That's why people get mugged and that, because they don't see the signs. People like are shouting, there's danger,
Yeah.
and people doesn't look at it.
People don't look at it. People you see people walking on the phone.
So naive, and they just like flashing. Oh look, rob me.
And they get carried away. Like there's certain things, like if I'm walking at night or even in the daytime, I wouldn't have my phone. I won't be carried away. Like if you see me using my phone on the streets, you'll probably think there's something wrong with me, because I've had my phone stolen a couple of times, and I didn't like the experience. So I'm more like, unless I'm comfortable, I'm more like, okay, boom, back in my pocket, boom. Because you see people walking on the street and they forget they are walking and they're using their phone.
Yeah.
That's how you
They get
mugged.
lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you get mugged.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's also, I'm always aware of my, like I drop off the bus, I come off the bus, or I get somewhere, just looking at the area. That's the first thing. I look at everything. The lights. Oh, that's a fine ball. The ants, the baby screaming. I'm always alert.
I am, as a Mexican, I'm always looking where the exits. Where can I say? Where is there a police? No, there are my enemies. Let's go. And
Yeah.
that's the way.
Yeah, exactly. And I was about to make a very funny joke, but I was about to walk up to them and like, maybe see the police and you're like, oh, hello, I'm Mexican. And you're like, are you turning yourself in?
Bro.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, when you see an African, you're like, oh, are you trying to scam me? You know that kind of guy.
Yeah, those stereotypes.
Yeah, stereotype.
Okay, bro. So this is a. Thank you for this first episode. You're gonna be a recurrent guest because you have a lot of stories to tell us about. So
you should do this more often. I love your studio.
Thank you. This is your home.
I have a lovely setup, and yeah, it's nice. It's something funny enough. It's something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, that would be nice to do. So yeah.
Yeah. So I basically this idea came out because I was here in the UK having this amazing meeting people like you, but I didn't find a way to share it.
Yeah.
So I think that I was getting a lot of experience for myself, but I wasn't able to share it. So I wanted to create this podcast to be able to share it with people back home, people from, and I can come back one day and say, oh, I remember Hassan, he taught me this, we talk about it, and I think that by talking is how we get this knowledge and we can share it between each other.
True. It's a good thing, it's a good one, and I mean nowadays, I think one of the beautiful things about these things is that it's authentic, it's honest. Like, these are just two blokes having a chat.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, no disrespect to people you see on mainstream or other forms of, even on the podcast, but I think people are no longer genuine. Like, everyone is just making things up. Like, you watch the news and you can't do like, oh, come on, that's not true.
Now, and we're sharing like what happened to us in real life.
And, it's something that, I mean, someone can walk up to you like, I know where to find you.
Yeah.
Like, you said this and this. Where is this? You know, you understand? But I mean, with other forms,
and people, for example, the experience you share is like people in Cardiff will relate to that because they have been in that alley. They know who are we talking about.
Yeah, you know Queen Street, you know that alley after the train station. You don't want to pass there at night. Yeah. No. And I mean, like you said, if you've been in Cardiff, you've been in Cardiff for some time, you know at weekends or at night, and you see these people with their bags and their clothes and they're speaking the very long way. I'm gonna try and learn that language. You don't know what they say. They're off your face and they're mumbling something. Blah, 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 blah. And you see someone like is concentrated and like.
Maybe someday we should do a journey over there, interview them and.
Yeah, but we have to get insurance with the before we go there.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the end of the podcast. Anything you want to share with the audience?
Oh, it was a lovely experience, and you're a lovely host. I think you should do this more. You should do more of this, like try and get more people involved, and talk more, and share your knowledge, share your experience, and it's nice, to be honest.
Okay, so thank you for listening us today for this experience. This is Hassan, and let's see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Nice, bro.